The information discussed in this PILCast episode are merely opinions and do not constitute formal policy or legal guidance of any kind. Hello, welcome to another PILCast episode, the series where we discuss federal procurement innovation topics in 10 minutes or less. We guarantee it. I'm David Jablonski with the DHS Procurement Innovation Lab, and today I have a special guest with me from the GSA Civilian Services Acquisition Workshop Program, or CSAW program, Mr. Jonathan Evans, who is the CSAW Team Program Manager and Senior Facilitator. Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, everyone. I'm excited to be here today.
All right. So in this episode, Jonathan is going to help you all learn what is the GSA Seesaw program, what Seesaws are, the process behind them, and even a story and resources about what you could do to make this to use a Seesaw program at your organization. Now, in the comments section below is also a link to the GSA Seesaw site page where you can find a load of helpful information, which Jonathan's going to share with you all today. All right, so Jonathan, to help kick us off, can you share with everyone out there, what are the origins of the GSA Seesaw program and what does your team do or with these seesaws in general?
Awesome. Thanks, David. So the origins really, they go back to Department of Defense, Defense Acquisition University, who first created this facilitated requirements development and acquisition planning workshop model. But to really get the history, we have to go back even a little bit further, right? We have to go back to the 90s when everybody is kind of getting re-excited about this concept of performance-based acquisition. And it's the notion that instead of telling contractors how to do the work and really prescribing the steps in the process, that we should really rely on them to figure out how to do the work. And instead, we should be focused on what are the results and outcomes we want. And so we start this push in the 90s, trying to get agencies to reconsider how they develop their requirements, move from the traditional statement of work to a performance work statement. And it's a struggle and it's challenging. And even with the 7 Steps playbook, they turned it into a web-based app with the FAR change. Doing performance-based acquisition has been hard. And so DAU said, hey, we should do a workshop to help teams do this better. And so they created this workshop model and they started doing it. And then someone about 5 or 6 years ago said, how come we're not doing this for civilian agencies? And they said, okay, let's try it out. And so we've been trying it out. And over the last 5 years, we've had a tremendous amount of success helping teams implement these facilitated workshops.
That's awesome. So what's considered an acquisition workshop?
So it's first and foremost, it's facilitated. That means you have somebody who's not necessarily a part of the program or the procurement shop who is facilitating discussion between those key players, the contracting officer, the requirements owners, the subject matter experts, and any others who have a role in making this thing happen. So it's facilitated. Each workshop is kind of tailored and customized to the team. Now, I would say about 90% of the teams that we've worked with, and we've worked with almost 40 teams over the last few years, they all kind of need the same foundational building blocks. They need that help, that focus on performance-based acquisition. They need someone to meet them where they're at and help them with the real challenges that they're having, whether it's performance or vendor lock, or it's just significantly complex. So they need that help. But our facilitators really kind of help break down those walls. They ask the right questions. They help the teams, they draw out the content from the teams and help teams develop better requirements, better performance-based requirements with standards that aren't just timeliness-based, but they also have quality standards as well. So really thinking about that and also thinking about once this thing is awarded, how are we monitoring during execution to ensure that we're getting the performance expectations that we have?
That's great. Do you have any stories about a team that's maybe come through the process at all they're able to share with everyone. Really quick story too.
Yeah, so we had a team at GSA in our IT category come to us with a draft requirements document that was well over 300 pages, and it had a lot in there. And they came to us and they said, we really want help defining better requirements and also figuring out what from this big package belongs in a PWS, what belongs in an ordering guide, what maybe should go into terms and conditions. And so we did our workshop with them. We went through some of the foundational building blocks and really helped the team come together and gel. And over the course of the week, they developed a draft performance work statement that included the results and outcomes-based requirements and standards. They were able to finish that draft. Now they didn't finish the draft during the workshop, but they finished it within about 3 to 4 weeks after the workshop. So we gave them enough tools to be able to rewrite over 700 task statements into this clear, precise, concise format. They developed standards for all their requirements that included timeliness and quality. And they were able to send that out to industry and actually get feedback from industry. And industry responded overwhelmingly that the requirements were more clear and transparent. And so all of that together, I think, was a huge win for them. From what I understand, they're still in the process. So we'll see what happens with the award and all of that. But we've had so many success stories from teams over the years, and that's just one recent one that's been pretty exciting.
That's awesome. So now, high level here, what makes for a good requirement for a Seesaw?
Sure. So it should be services. Doesn't matter what kind of services. If it's services, we should be focused on performance-based acquisition. So this is actually a really big push right now. The White House has launched last November. They launched the Better Contracting Initiative, and they're really focused on getting requirements right the first time. And as part of that, we really think when it comes to services, this is a really important imperative, is that doing this workshop will help your team to write a better set of requirements. So come to us with a services requirement. And we kind of say maybe over $50 million, but also like if it's mission critical, if it's significantly complex, if you've been in vendor lock, if you're having challenges, anything like that, worthwhile to come to us.
Okay. And so you said your team. So your team offers these services for everyone across the government?
We do.
And
Yep.
is there any cost with that?
There is no cost. We do not charge for these workshops.
So there you go, everyone. You heard it from the man right here, the program manager for the GSA Seesaw team. Free help for all of you out there. Reach out to him, send him an email. If you need help, if you need resources, go down, check in the comments below for their website with all their information and their YouTube channel as well. Check out the Acquisition Gateway, periodic table of acquisition innovation. Jonathan, thank you so much for being with all of us here today to share this helpful information about acquisition workshops. Thank you so much for being here today, Jonathan.
Thanks, David.
All right, now everyone out there, be sure to check out the resources. Let us know what you think in the comments. Please share this video, like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button so you get all the latest updates. Thank you for joining us and see you next time. Bye, everyone.